Hello, everyone, and thanks for joining. I'm very excited to talk to you today about survey fraud, duplicate respondents, AI generated open ends, and bots. I think we've all seen these issues before, probably more often than we'd like. I'm Julia Mittermeier, COO at ReDem. We're an independent tech company focused on identifying and removing such bad survey data. And in this session, we'll explore how to stay ahead of these growing threats to data quality and what to do about it. So let's jump right in. 38%, 45%, and 50%. These percentages represent the estimated share of poor quality data measured in our online surveys. Not all of it, but much of it due to fraud. And while survey fraud is nothing new, it certainly has changed, and it has changed rather radically, as it has become much more sophisticated, especially with the rise of AI. And that brings us to the real question: are we ready for it? Can we detect AI agents and AI-powered bots in our surveys without traditional quality checks? And that's exactly the question that Dr. Gargisani set out to answer in her academic paper: are existing bot detection techniques sufficient? And to answer the question, the team programmed two different types of bots: basic bots with simple automation and scripts, and advanced AI-powered bots using LLMs in the background. And as you can see here, the simple bots, they were still often caught by these techniques. AI-powered bots, on the other hand, they slipped through every test listed here. They bypassed captchas and recaptchas, bypassed traps or age consistency questions, and even wrote credible answers to open ends. And that's a phenomenon that we also observe. We quickly created a custom GPT and asked it to respond like an 18-year-old US female. And here's the result. To the question, please describe a situation in which you typically consume content from social media, it responded: usually when I'm bored at night or just laying in bed before sleep, I scroll through TikTok or Insta Reels, mostly random funny stuff. Be honest, if you saw this in your survey data, would you think that's AI? Most of us wouldn't. I wouldn't. We'd say, and I'd say, that's a real respondent. And that's the point. These tools can now produce answers that are almost indistinguishable from real people. And as we've seen from Dr. Gargisani's results, most of our traditional fraud checks aren't capable to spot and to stop AI-powered bots anymore. So what is it that we need to do? To truly fight survey fraud, we need to use AI smartly, and we need a bundle of quality checks. There is no silver bullet. There's not this single one check that can detect it all. And that's why ReDem combines 5 different types of quality checks into one overall score, the ReDem score. So now, what are those 5 checks? Firstly, we look at the time. The time score combines the total interview duration with the time spent per section or question. Secondly, we are analyzing grids for patterns. The third one is our open-ended check, which is an AI-powered check that automatically categorizes and assesses responses to detect duplicates, flag off-topic or nonsense answers, and identify AI-generated text. The fourth one is our most advanced, or one of our most advanced checks. It analyzes the entire survey to detect contradictions and implausible responses. For instance, someone might say they love Spotify, but then fail to recognize the brand elsewhere in the survey. And the last one is our behavioral analytics score. Let's take a closer look at that one on the next slide. So the behavioral analytics score analyzes the typing behavior and the keystrokes to detect whether someone typed naturally, like a human, or showed suspicious bot-like patterns, or simply copy-pasted the answer. To make this even more tangible, I'd say let's jump in the tool dashboard so I can show you how the other checks work in action. So what you're seeing here is a live project that was cleaned in ReDem via API integration. At the top, we have an overview of the data file, the average ReDem score, and the amount of respondents analyzed so far. Just below that, we have 3 different tabs: the respondent table, we'll talk about that in a minute, data visualization, and benchmarks. Data visualization shows you how the ReDem score is distributed across the dataset. And we also have a traffic light view. Everything in green is high quality and safe to keep. Orange and red responses should be reviewed or removed. And next to that, we have the benchmark section, which compares your dataset to all other datasets assessed and cleaned in ReDem, giving you, on an aggregate level, of course, giving you a real-time benchmark of how your data quality compares across projects. Now let's dive into the respondents table, and I'll move my picture up here. So each row represents one respondent. On the right-hand side, we have the original dataset with all the questions and the answers. On the left-hand side, ReDem adds its quality assessments, including the overall ReDem score, so the combined score, and each individual score, so the open-ended score, time score, grid question score, and the CHS is the coherence score. Now let's take a look at some of the excluded respondents. So one of the key advantages, what I really like about the tool, is that it's not a black box. It always provides a clear reason for exclusion, as we can see here. I'll make this a bit bigger. So in some cases, a respondent may be flagged because they fall below the defined ReDem score threshold. In others, exclusion is based on multiple factors, such as a specific open-ended response category, like AI-generated text that the tool identified. Let's now take a look at one of the score-specific views. Let's take the open-ended score. So we can see here how responses are categorized. We have one category for each open end. So we see that there are AI-generated answers, there are wrong topic answers, no information, duplicate respondent, etc. Moving over to the coherence score. This is a particularly insightful one. Let's take a look at some respondents with a very low coherence score. And again, the tool gives us an explanation for why a respondent was flagged as contradictory and showing contradictory or implausible answers. And it also gives us a list of the question IDs where those contradictions can be found. So for the reasons, for example, it gives us reasons such as contradictions in age and gym membership. It also found that there's an implausibility of being 62 years old while still being a student and exercising 7 times per week, etc. And this is incredibly powerful because for the first time, technology allows us to automatically screen an entire interview for contradictory or inconsistent content. Let's be honest, in the past this wasn't feasible. No one has the time to manually read through hundreds or even thousands of surveys in every project. Now, a quick note on how you can use the tool. ReDem can be fully integrated into your survey platform like Decipher, Confirmit, Qualtrics, etc. That means live cleaning during the field phase, real-time feedback, and live quota management. Alternatively, you can upload a dataset after the fieldwork is completed, have it cleaned by the tool, and download it again. In both cases, you can also export the dataset. Importantly, our quality checks are always evolving as survey fraud techniques change. We regularly refine existing checks, develop new ones to ensure ReDem users stay ahead in this cat and mouse game. So that was a quick walkthrough of the tool. If you have any questions or want to learn more, feel free to reach out to me at julia@redem.io. I'm always happy to connect.